A young woman spends the night away from home and is never seen again.
Where is she? You can't just drop off the face of the earth.
Or can you?
How her car ended up in Malibu is beyond me.
Frustration mounts as the search yields little answers.
It's like banging your head on a wall.
What happened to Elaine Park?
Somebody has done something and someone knows. My name is Rosemary Wheeler, and I have been searching for Elaine Park. She went missing January 28th, 2017.
20-year-old Elaine Park is from the tiny California town of La Crescenta, just north of LA.
We're just kind of a tight community, attended Crescenta Valley High School. She had a genuine passion for art, for acting, which she loved, music and dancing and writing poetry.
In 2016, Elaine is living with her mother while attending college. She begins dating the son of a successful Hollywood businessman.
He lives with his parents in Calabasas, a beautiful gated community. It's kind of on and off, maybe more of a friendship.
On January 27th, 2017, Elaine drives to her boyfriend's home in Calabasas.
That evening, 7 or 8 o'clock, she arrives. They had planned to go to a show, a movie, at 10:45.
After the movie, Elaine spends the night with her boyfriend, but the next day, she doesn't come home.
Historically, she is pretty free. You know, she's 20. She stays out. You know, she'll come home later.
But the real concern comes later.
Her mom started to get a little worried because she generally does reply. She didn't reply to the calls. Sometimes it would ring 2 or 3 times, and then at other times, it would just go straight to voicemail.
And then, a major red flag.
She's very active on social media, Twitter especially, Snapchat, Instagram, all of it. So for her to just go silent across the board like that, it just seems impossible.
On January 31st, 2017, 4 days after last seeing her daughter, Elaine Park's mother, Susan, contacts police again.
Susan officially submits the missing person report with the Glendale Police Department.
My name is Jaden Brandt. I'm with Origin Investigations in Los Angeles, California, the private investigator working on the Elaine Park missing persons case.
Her disappearance is investigated by police from nearby Glendale. They speak with the last known person to see her alive, Elaine's boyfriend.
He said that she arrived in Calabasas around 8 p.m. They hung out, spent some time at his house. Then they went to go to a movie at a nearby movie theater at Calabasas Commons.
Security cameras show him and Elaine leaving, then returning several hours later.
At around 10:30, they left the house. They took an Uber to the movies. They returned in the Uber, I would say around 1:30 in the morning. We spoke with the Uber drivers. They said everything was very normal. They seemed happy and having a good time.
Elaine spends the night, but her boyfriend tells police about a strange episode just before she left.
This is his description of what happened to Elaine that morning. She woke up in some sort of panic attack, singing and dancing around and just wanting to leave, evidently. And so Elaine leaves.
He said she just kind of got up and seemed stressed and left. He said that she didn't really explain herself in terms of, why she got up and left so suddenly. She left around 6 a.m. We see her leaving the home on security camera footage. She leaves the home, walk towards her vehicle.
While nothing seems suspicious, Elaine's family doesn't understand.
It's not usual for Elaine to have panic attacks, has she ever complained or had issues with that before?
There wasn't any, apparent indication of any undue stress or any real change in behavior. A few moments later, we see the vehicle exit the front gate, and we do have confirmation of the plate from a plate reader camera.
It's the last time Elaine Park is seen. After conducting a search of her boyfriend's house, police eventually rule him out as a suspect.
He's evidently been very cooperative.
So too have Elaine's friends.
They've all been very cooperative with the investigation in terms of, providing any and all information that they had about her.
Then, on February 5th, police make a curious discovery.
Her phone was pinged in Malibu, which is what led the deputies down to that area to look for her vehicle. Elaine's vehicle was parked actually adjacent to the beach on Pacific Coast Highway, just south of Corral Canyon Road. This was not an area where she was really known to frequent.
How her car ended up in Malibu is beyond me.
It seems especially strange when police find Elaine's personal items.
Inside the car, everything was laid out. The computer was set perfectly. The phone was perfect. It almost looked as if it was placed. And I think the money was exposed on the back seat.
The vehicle was definitely in an odd state. The ignition was not in the engine on position, but it was in the kind of electrical on position, kind of that mid spot. The battery was dead.
There was no sign of forced entry. There was no sign of a struggle. There was no blood.
We had the vehicle examined forensically in the interior and also mechanically. There was no issue with the vehicle.
Police launch an intensive search.
The bloodhounds picked up zero. The cadaver dogs picked up nothing. Even in the canyons on the side, either side, there were ocean searches, 2 searches in the ocean, and they found nothing.
For 3 days, teams scour the coast before police suspend the search. But the investigation isn't over. After 20-year-old Elaine Park goes missing in January 2017, police explore numerous scenarios of what may have happened to her. Elaine's mother acknowledges that after she and her husband divorced a decade earlier, Elaine suffered bouts of depression, but was never suicidal.
She's not the type. She just didn't have that. She's too much to live for.
We have not found any evidence of Elaine, having any depression issues or giving any indication that she wanted to harm herself.
Weeks after Elaine's disappearance, the investigative trail goes cold. Although police suspect foul play, they have no suspects or firm leads.
The case was already a critical missing with the Glendale Police Department because the vehicle had been located in the manner in which it was located. So we continued the investigation. We started to, look into some other angles. If she had wandered off, go for a hike, I think she would have taken her phone. I think probably anybody would have taken their phone, but certainly somebody that's, 20 years old, who's glued to their phone would have taken their phone with them.
Brandt and the family also doubt Elaine ran away.
We definitely don't think that Elaine, was a runaway. She didn't have the means to restart a life or disappear in that way.
Her family has offered large rewards for information, as much as $500,000, and set up an online anonymous tip line and a Facebook page.
If you have any information regarding Elaine, of course, you could always reach out on the Facebook page or the website, elainepark.tips. You can leave a message there as well. There's a lot of people who care. We just want Elaine back. That's all we want. This is just her.
Despite the efforts to find Elaine, leads remain elusive.
Unfortunately, we never really received any significant information from the public.
Nothing has surfaced. It's like banging your head on a wall.
Still, Elaine's family is holding out hope that someone knows something.
I just feel like this didn't happen by herself. Somebody has done something and someone knows.
This case is still active. We still work this case. We still are looking for leads.
Elaine's a tiny girl. I would say probably 5'5", 5'6", maybe 125 pounds.
Elaine also has some distinctive tattoos.
On her right arm, she's got a dagger, and on her left arm, she's got tattooed a cow skull and a moth. And on her left shoulder is a rose, and the rose is red.
We have not forgotten about Elaine. We're going to continue to work it until we find out what happened to her.